What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and good morning to you all. Not evening, good morning to you all. Today, I'm going to be showcasing my Traptrix deck profile for you guys. Of course, this is now the more constructed build of the deck, and of course, this is now using outside cards to support it. I am still trying to find the build that fits me perfectly when it comes to playing this deck. So, if you guys have any suggestions of things to add or things to play around with, definitely leave that in the comment section below. If you're looking for a budget-friendly option, I think my deck is probably going to be very budget-friendly. There are some things that I will suggest, and I'll probably wait to the end towards the end of the video to suggest those things of things you can easily pick up for the deck if you choose to. So, with that said and done, why don't we go ahead and we take a look at my build for Traptrix. So, starting off, of course, we're actually not going to move her anywhere. 3 copies of Traptrix Pudica, then 3 copies of Traptrix Arachnocompa, 3 copies of Traptrix Murmillo, 2 copies of Dionea, and 2 copies of Mantis. Then to round up the monsters, I'm running 3 copies of Parallel Exceed and 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So that's it for the monsters. We're going to move on into the spells and traps. So starting off with the spells, we have I'm running 3 copies of Tantalizing Tune and 1 copy of Traptrix Barton. Then for the traps, and there's a lot of them because it's Traptrix. Triple copies of Evenly Matched, triple copies of The Phantom Knight of Shade Brigadier, then 3 copies of Traptrix Holuti, 2 copies each of Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare, Floodgate Trap Hole, and Gravedigger's Trap Hole. So these are all of the trap cards that are running in the deck. Then for the extra deck, hold on one second, my trap cards are. And these are new sleeves that I just bought, so they're going to be a little wavy here and there. We have triple copies of Traptrix Sarah, then triple copies of Traptrix Octopus, 2 copies of Traptrix Coolorian, 2 copies of Traptrix King, because pronouncing her name is going to be very difficult, so I'm not going to stretch out things there. Triple copies of Traptrix Afflasia, then 1 copy of Babushka, 1 copy of Stillsworn Roach, and 1 copy of Divine Arsenal, Double Aces Sky Thunder. So, alright, that is it for the lineup of the cards. Why don't we go ahead and we start talking about pieces. So, first off is, of course, Traptrix Pudica. Pudica's normal summon target is basically the guard. I am thinking about doing multiple garden, like maybe 2 instead of 1, just because if you're going to be using a card to help you with your additional summons, especially with a deck like this that benefits from its normal summon, then I definitely think you need to run multiples of it. While most people are only running 2 of it, running 1 of it, I don't know, I kind of feel like wanting to be different and wanting to run 2 because I think for a card that can allow you to get get additional normal summon, then able to banish cards to give you a special summon, I think is definitely something you should be running a multiple copy of. Not 3, but maybe 2. Then we have Traptrix Pudica herself, where Pudica's ability to get the fill spell, perfectly fine. The other ability, I think, is one of the most broken ones, and that's, of course, the reason why each 4 effects are once per turn, and that is the ability to banish a monster when she is special summoned. Then at the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon a monster from their that they had banished to the field. So while there are things that you definitely don't want your opponent to get back, you also look at it the bright side. You can clear a lot of things on the field, especially link chains, link co-links if possible, getting rid of problematic monsters before things go crazy, getting rid of exceed monsters whose material will fall to the graveyard, so that way don't have to deal with those. Like, if you thinking about the things that you can easily want to get rid of that would cause problems, Pudica is definitely the card to help with that insight. So, alright, I've talked with those. Now let's move on to the others. Um, which are of course Arachna Compa. I love Arachna Compa. She is such an amazing card in this deck because of the fact that she's a free special summon for the deck as long as you just have a Traptrix in the field. With all the different things that the Traptrix do, this is definitely a plus for them, especially when you want to link climb, you want to get more material for your exceeds and stuff like that. So definitely a bonus monster. Then we have our girl Murmillo. Murmillo being able to destroy spells and traps when she special summon, and on her normal summon, she's able to add a whole normal trap card from your deck to your hand. So being your searcher for your holds, and then being able to pop spell and trap cards on her special summon. Remember, her special summon triggers things as well, because one of the big things is that Sarah's effect is going to be triggered by a lot of the Traptrix abilities when you're normal special summon. So there's going to be so many things going on with the deck returns running special summons. You're going to have trap holes coming on and off the field. Sometimes they may not even leave the field thanks to Cooleria. But it's just so many different things that are going to be going on because of effects going on and off. And when cards effects aren't once per turn, it means things are going to even shenanigans are going to be even more viable to you in your game state. So definitely take advantage of them if you possibly can. And one of them is Murmillo. It's a definite three of. Moving on from Murmillo, like two of them I've been circumventing if I want to actually go into them is Traptrix Diana and Traptrix Mantis. Mantis is your searcher. She's able to um, add a Traptrix monster from your deck to the field, while Traptrix Diana special summons a Traptrix monster from your graveyard, and on her special summon, she's able to set a normal trap hole card from your graveyard to the field. But it is banished when it leaves the field. The thing is, you can combo that with Mantis, where Mantis can, once per turn, bounce back any spell or trap card you control to set another spell or trap card to the field. So it's actually a good thing off of Mantis and Diana's setup, where they could, be able to do their abilities and then be able to play around with the back row so that you can protect the cards that Diana is going to be getting back, because that you don't know if you're what card Diana is putting back, and you don't know if you're going to gank because it resets it. So it's a really good combo there. That's why I'm questioning if I want to run multiples of Diana and Mantis, is because I have the additional searcher and the additional special summon. Alright, that is them. Then we move on to the non-Traptrix monsters. Parallel Exceed and Ash Blossom during spring. Of course, Ash Blossom being um, one of the best hand traps of all time. Having the multiple effects that she can negate is great because there are decks that do everything that she negates, which is sending cards from the deck to your graveyard, adding cards from your deck to your hand, or being able to system from your deck. Is something that Ash Blossom definitely is there to help deal with. Parallel Exceed is a great monster. Now, this thing looks big in terms of its level and stats, but what you're using it for is to climb up. Because if you control a Link monster, you start to summon it, then it cuts its attack defense in level in half. So being on level 4, you can easily just step on to your Exceed plays. Then being able to switch summon a copy of itself from that. And then remember, the continuous effect of those monsters is that when they're special summoned, they lose half of their attack and defense. I believe if it's special summoned through a parallel exceeds effect, yeah. So it becomes level 4 with half its attack and defense. So yeah, just more things you can easily link climb and exceed climb into other things. And if I was running the different exceed monsters, link monsters, trust me, there are a lot of them you can easily run for this deck that would help tremendously. Barrel Sword, Barrel Load, Access Code Talker, um, just all the big names that you can think of. Definitely will work in a deck like this. Alright, moving on from that, we're done with the monsters. We're now just going into the spells. We've already talked about the field spell, so we can just go ahead into Tantalizing Tune. Now, if you're not running Tantalizing Tune, I think most people are probably at this point running Prosperity or they're running Extravagance. Just because. I think more so the Extravagance is cheaper now than Prosperity. Because Prosperities are still like $47 plus, depending on where you're getting that card from. until like they print a common version of it sometime, or a super. But even then, I think the super will probably just jump up in the price too, because that card is really amazing. I do have a set, but I'm not using it in this deck. I'm using another. But Tantalizing Tune's ability to discard the insect plant or normal trap card just basically synergizes with what everything in this deck does, and that gives you two draws. And the fact that you can banish it from the graveyard to send a normal trap or an insect or plant monster that's level 4 to the bottom of your deck. But I think all the Traptrix in the main deck are level 4, you're basically just recycling things. The only thing is you can't recycle Tantalizing Tune because it doesn't have Traptrick in its name, or well, it has Traptrick in its effect either. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like really good card, but they made sure to make sure it wasn't overly broken in terms of use and access you have to it. All right, moving on from that, of course, now we're going to go on to our trap cards. Definitely evenly matched. There is evenly matched there. And with all the things that you want to get rid of, if it is your opponent from your opponent, to make sure that you can survive a decent enough board, this is definitely a 3 of. People are very, very likely that this came in such that because, ooh, we've been screwed over and it's been hell to try to get a good card like this because it's very, very hard to get evenly matches right now. Even though evenly match was reprinted prior to the Structure Decks the Structure Decks printing announcement. Yeah, it was very hard to get these. So I think Marvelous Maiden had them, but they're like 15 or so a piece. And you want a set, so that's at least $45 right there. So yeah. I could be wrong, but I'm sure the price probably dropped a little bit now, but these are very expensive to get. And then I think they only came in certain rarities as well, so that made it even harder to get. Alright. Then Trap Monsters. Shea Brigadine and Holuti. These are definitely useful cards in the game for this deck. You have free monsters who can hit the field, free monsters that interact with card effects, and being able to exceed and to link into things. Um, Definitely why I'm running multiple updates as well, just because that interaction and the setup for the board itself. Also, I believe Holtia triggers Sarah. Someone probably can correct me about that if I'm wrong or not, but yeah, I'm definitely just. I'll ask the group about Holtia. Anyway, moving on from that is my selection of trap hole cards. Everyone's trap holes are going to be different. It's no surprise. While puns are being made in my head about the fact I just said that, I'm choosing negation and destruction. I'm choosing more destruction, and even banishing. Book of Moon in chat form, and then hand trap negation or graveyard monster effect negation. But any of these that you would like to do, hold on, just a bit. Any of these that you would like to have, go for it if that helps suffice anything that you want to play or how you want to overall go through with different things. It's like I said, it's up to you. But these are the trap holes that I'm playing. And I've been testing a lot of different ones as well, like Bottomless, Void, and all of that to also suffice it as well. The other card I can suggest to this before I leave the traps is Infinity Impervience and Torrential Tribute. Because a lot of your Exceed monsters and Link monsters make sure that your other cards are unaffected by the effects of normal trap cards. Or just trap cards in general. So those are some ideas and food for thought there. Alright, let's go on to the extra deck. So we have Sarah, we have Adipus, and we have Cooleria. So I'm only running 2 Cooleria because I really don't think she's that big of a necessity. But her big effect is that, of course, your trap hole cards don't go to the graveyard, they reset on the field. Which is great because that protects a lot of them, especially running a low number like I am. Or you're maybe running a big number, but particular ones are going to be on the board, so you don't want them to go away. Adipus, massive skill drain to your opponent's side of the field. For each of the insect and plant monsters that you control, means you can banish a trap card from your graveyard to, I think, destroy one of the targets that she has on the field. Correction. Yeah, she can destroy one of the face targets on the field. Removal, big monster summon. Also, she gives all your traps just 1k attack. So yeah, that's even more of it. Combine her with Misa's Radiant, you're looking at what 15 to 2K to 2500 boost if you can get enough of them onto the build with the link climb and link setup. So yeah, definitely things there. Love Adipus. She's a great addition to the deck. And of course another great addition to the archetype. And one of the bigger ones is Sarah. Because everything's gonna trigger off of Sarah. The normal trap your trap cards, your Traptrix monsters effects. Sarah's gonna either help you summon Traptrix or she's gonna put the trap cards onto the field so that you can take advantage of them. Um, great synergy with these monsters. And yeah, the only one I'm not, I think I'm running all three of the Exceed monsters. I'm just not running all of the um, Link monsters. I mean, I'm running all the Link monsters, but I'm not running all of the Exceeds, just for particular reasons. So next up is Ping in Rafflesia. While Ping is really good because any monsters attached to Ping, Ping makes sure that the Traptrix are unaffected by those monsters' effects. How Ping gets those additional monsters is that whenever a card effect would either send the monsters to the graveyard or banish them, Ping can attach that monster to herself. So, say for instance, your opponent plays an Ash Blossom, you negate it with your Trap Hole. Well, Ping is going to add it to her. So now Ping's material that she currently has, plus the addition of Zombie, makes it to where she's unaffected by those all other types that are making her um, one whole monster. I don't know about the trap monsters if they're going to be treated to where she gains their types, but that'd be really cool because I think Brigadier is a fiend when he's attached. When he's a monster, so that definitely helps out there. And Rafflesia can basically be any trap card in her effect. Treacherous was a thing I was thinking of doing, but then I remembered about Treacherous is that you need to add enough. You need to add, I think it's no trap cards in your graveyard for Treacherous to even trigger. So yeah, I just like, yeah, we're just gonna not. We're just gonna skip that one, Treacherous. But other than that, Rafflesia, I believe, makes sure that the monsters are unaffected, are can be destroyed by battle or card effects. So yeah, that's even more of a benefit there. Definite of things. If you're running triple of them, wow, you must have room. Or you're playing Power of Extravagance or Product Prosperity. And then going on from there basically is my selection of non-Traptrix cards in the extra deck. Zeus is good for any deck that has Exceed monsters, so that you can have a massive board wipe. Babuska is for the stall, and Suicide Rush was something that I'm definitely running just because of the bigger monsters in the game right now that have a lot of big monster effects and big monster support to them. You don't have to run sales one. I mean, you don't have to run any of the ratios that I'm running. You can run other monsters and cards. There, like you can run the Nightmare package to bump up to Unicorn and stuff. You can run if you have him, Access Go Talker, which I'm still looking for an Access Go Talker, but Access Go Talker might have to get reprinted again for me to get an actual Access Go Talker. But that's the price and pay when you're dealing on budgets and dealing on things. But yeah, those are just some suggestions. I'm pretty sure there's many more people will suggest too. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my Traptrix deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys learned, if anything, something from this deck profile. If you're building a Traptrix or you want to and take, inspiration from Traptrix. Or hopefully my build inspires you to do things. With that said and done, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell next to the subscription button so you guys are informed when I do upload more content to the channel. My social media links are in the description box below. And of course, guys, if you want to catch me live and watch me play video games, you can follow me on twitch.tv/HarpiePlayerJoe. And today, actually, at the time of recording, I'll be starting my next live stream series. So if you haven't voted, please do. Those votes will end at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So 3 p.m. I think for the East Coast. And with that said, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.